So, I wanted to talk to you today about going from zero to invested. And specifically, I wanted to talk about the problem that Larry Fink, the BlackRock CEO, sees as the #1 problem the world faces today: financial literacy. And it may pain some of you to know that the solution to this is neither artificial intelligence or is it the blockchain, and it certainly isn't the two of those combined. One more interesting fact. In the last 5 years alone, in the US, we've seen more than 500 new investment fintechs come to market. Yet the number of millennials actually investing their cash has been in decline since 2001, which is extremely concerning when you consider today's interest rates, when you consider the record levels of student debt that this generation faces. Now, what we found is that the biggest missing puzzle piece in the entire fintech ecosystem, the one lever that is missing to pull, was that there was a distinct lack of know-how. Not having the knowledge, the confidence, or trust just to take financial action in your own life. Right, so who am I and who is Finimize? And why are we telling you this today? Well, I'm Max Rothery. My background is in building digital propositions for the next generation of high net worth individuals. But before this, I worked in media, advertising, music, and film. But now I lead community for this company, Finimize. Now, Finimize is a company that started out as a daily financial newsletter. All we do is explain the top 2 most important financial stories of the day in a language that anybody can understand. We simply tell you what's going on and why you should care. In 2 years, that's now grown to an audience of over 400,000 people. We also run events. Now, what started as 20 people meeting up in a pub in London has very quickly become 200 plus attending sold-out events month on month to discuss finance. Who would have thought it? Millennials caring about what's going on in the world of finance. But it gets better. I can also add that our current events are hosted in Budweiser's HQ, so if anyone does want to come, the beer is free and plentiful. Our community started asking us if they could host some of these events in their own area to address some of the local needs that they were finding amongst their peers. We only have a small team here in London. Our community team has 3 or 4 people in it. We can't travel all around the world. But our audience members, our community, asked if they could host them themselves. And in the past year, we've been in 15 different countries all around the world. Now, you can see here on the map that includes Bali, Mexico City, LA, New York, Boston, Toronto, Ghana. This is only possible by having a passionate engagement with our audience and by people having the confidence and feeling empowered to do something themselves. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, the key thing that I want to get across today is some of the things that we learned from having an audience this size, this passionate, and this engaged about taking action in their financial lives. And to solve the real challenge that we face as a society of how we get people from going from zero to invested. Now, we spent hundreds of hours testing new products with this audience. Face-to-face, through surveys, putting different products, different propositions in front of them as rapidly as possible. In fact, at one point, we built an open banking platform, a financial planning app that sucks in all of your transactions and spits out the perfect plan for you. When we went and analyzed the behavior of these users, this was based on what our users told us to our face of what they needed. People were saying, yes, it looks great, we love it, but no one was taking any action. No one was engaging with this on a daily basis. So with a wait list of over 50,000, we scrapped the product and started from scratch and reminded ourselves that we are a community-first brand. We need to put the people and the problem at the heart of everything that we're doing. So what did we learn? Well, fundamentally, we saw the need for a finance brand that actually empowers its users, that doesn't push product, doesn't talk down to them, doesn't use jargon, and enables them to make their own informed decisions themselves. Now, the problem that we came across was very clear, and in fact, I'm sure many of you have had this in the room today. You do what you're told to do, you build up cash, you build up your savings, but when it comes to making that important decision, it's a little bit more difficult. You go online, and you start drowning in information. You ask your friends, and to be honest, they know less than you do. And then you go and seek financial advice, and it just feels like a sales pitch. The end result of all of this is that you end up doing nothing, which we all know is the worst outcome you can have. So earlier this year, we launched our iOS app. And just as Headspace and Calm have done for the well-being industry, and Nike and Weight Watchers have done for the physical well-being industry, we want Finimize to achieve the same, but for your own financial well-being. So I have a video that may describe this a little better, but in essence, we sit across the entire journey of making an informed decision. We raise your awareness through just simply explaining the news. We build your knowledge base by giving you short, bite-sized packs and educational guides on any concept or investment strategy you're interested in exploring so that you know what options are even available to you. And then finally, we support you to take financial action. We have this powerful community full of investment experiences that is more invaluable due to its unbiased nature. So we've been collecting those reviews from our community of their experiences with choosing products. And now people are seeing experiences from users in a similar situation to them, choosing platforms that they too would like to use. But here's the video. Wonderful. When you get given a room of people, you can't help but show your own product. So look, what's next for us? We've reserved a large amount of time to go through any of your questions and really discuss some of the learnings that we have of this 400,000 person community. But what we're looking at next is rolling this app out to our large newsletter audience, really doubling down on the community and scaling our community events, which I've said we're in 15 countries over the past year. In the next quarter, we're on track to run 60. And then beyond that, we want to have an event so that every country in the world has got access to financial information that is jargon-free and unbiased. The final part of our plan is to start partnering with large institutions that care about raising the financial well-being of their own staff through our packs, through our meetups, through our community. But I want everybody to take 3 things away today and just think about the 3 things that we've learned. Firstly, for those of you that work in innovation, I want you to think about the company that we've built. We do not have a core banking system or excessive compliance teams. We simply have got great content and a fantastic community and have built a product that people genuinely love. We also are monetizing our business through these advertising through our newsletter to this valuable audience. We have a premium subscription model with our app. And just to put this in perspective, the wellness apps that I mentioned are making in the region of $100 million of revenue per year. And that's for meditation. This is finance. This affects everybody in the world. I'm a big fan of the meditation industry too, so if anyone is here from there. But we are globally mobile, so we're getting into markets that no other fintech is going after. We're just scaling our content and we're scaling our community. Secondly, our solution was not tech first. Our solution was people first. So as much as it is easy to get lost in new trends and chase the latest innovations, really remember, are you solving a problem? And are you solving a problem that the world needs solving? And if you focus on that outcome, and for us it's moving people to take a financial action, then really some of the work that you're doing today perhaps is not as important as you might think it is. The challenge that we came across was not that people had a lack of access to technology, and it wasn't a lack of access to financial products. It was people's apathy to our industry, the fact that they just didn't care or even know that they should care. And finally, that the solution to the world's biggest problem that we face today lies in us making this accessible, aggressively removing jargon, and removing unnecessary barriers to our products. And in this online world, we can all do with reminding ourselves that there's nothing more powerful than a personal connection with a brand and each other. So thank you, and I'd just like to take this time to answer any of your questions.
Let's bring up Slido, see if there's any questions there. Max, that was really awesome. Thanks very much. And I love this idea of a community-first brand. So here we go, pricing model. Is there Android support?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned the pricing model, but it's £60 a year. We are offering discounts, so if you want, you can hit me up afterwards.
One over there. Do we have a mic coming?
Sorry, Android is also coming soon, so iOS for now.
Hi there, thanks for the pitch. So you were saying there was actually like many investment apps popping up, and there's actually less millennial investing, and so I thought this was about financial education, and in the end, it turns out it's also another investment app. So I was just trying to, how do you distinguish yourself from the thousands of investment apps that you have mentioned in the very beginning?
Yeah, so sort of just to clarify, we don't offer any financial products whatsoever. Our app simply focuses on financial education. And then if you choose to make your own investment decision, there's a swathe of products as discussed.
But you got a fee, or you got on the investment product that are being advertised? Because obviously financial education and conflict of interest there. Would you monetize on any of the products on your platform?
So at the moment, there's no monetization for any financial products.
I mean, is this part? Yeah, I guess for now, no. But is this part of your business plan to take a fee? Because that's the whole problem of all these comparison websites where they end up being owned by the big insurers, and they're actually not covering the whole market, and they end up being biased, right? So are you going to promise a kind of a conflict of interest free business model?
So no, I'm not going to promise anything.
Okay.
But what I can say is that our business model doesn't need these affiliate partnerships. What we're focused on is empowering people through the premium subscription. I think where it does fall down is when our reviews are no longer community driven. The fact that the reviews that you're reading are run by our community maintains our unbiased nature.
Let's take one more question from the floor. Anyone? No? Well, thanks so much, Max. Really appreciate you coming and telling us about Finimize.